Hello and welcome to my channel, the Jupiter Moon Project. My name is Alexandra and I'm joined here today with Karen from Essential Hearts. And today we're going to be exploring the deck collection by Kelly Burton, which is The Journey of the Sacred Bee, the Keeper of the Sacred Bee, and she has a third deck as well, which is the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee. But today we're going to be exploring the two tarot decks. So the Journey of the Sacred Bee and the Beekeeper. Yes. So let's start with looking at the, first of all, welcome, Karen. So lovely to have you here.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Yes, so lovely. So let's dive in. Let's dive in with just looking at the boxes alone. Sturdy stuff with a magnet clip to open it. And the inside is really beautiful made as well, with some text I think you have the first edition. You have the first in the series. That's what I meant. You have the first tarot deck in that series.
And not much writing on the inside of this.
Yeah,
I think it increases as she goes along.
Yeah. So I still have everything inside. There is a ribbon to easily get out the deck. Yeah, perhaps you can show that as well. Yeah.
Yes, right here. Yeah. Ribbon, nice satin ribbon.
Yeah.
And mine says, "Your journey begins here." So the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu tongue.
And here we have the purple theme with a purple ribbon. And we have the consciousness of a beehive, not the individual bees, is of a very high nature. Humankind will not attain the wisdom of such consciousness until the next major revolutionary stage. Rudolf Steiner. Yeah, I love that. The image inside of the box as well.
And there's a few cards that she highlights on the back of the box.
Same here. Yeah. So both decks have 78 cards and a guidebook to go with it. Missing my guidebook now. Here we go.
And my guidebook has black and white photos of every card. Is yours the same?
No, my guidebook actually doesn't have any images whatsoever, but it does have, I think, differences. First of all, you have images.
And I have a practice.
And you have a practice.
She highlights with beneath every photo. So there's the journey, the divinatory meaning, and a practice.
And I believe also in your version, the minors are just keywords at the end. Are they not?
Yes, they're keywords. They do have little photos.
Yeah. And here every card has one page to it, regardless if it's a major or a minor.
Mine also has a Hebrew letter and a zodiac sign on each of the majors.
Yeah, to go with the cards.
Right.
Which is,
and it's highlighted on the card as well.
And then
I don't think it says it. It does not give. It does give the zodiac sign on the minors. but it does not write it in the book. Oh, wait, it does Saturn and Libra, Jupiter. I'm sorry, it writes it out. It does write it out. So.
Okay, here in my book, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 spreads she describes.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. So fairly similar. That's in the beginning of the book, yes.
They are quite interesting, yeah.
It has an elemental reading as well. There is elements. They have the elemental signs on the cards: earth, air, fire, and water. I don't know if they do that with yours. Do they have those?
No, she has a 3-card spread. Yeah, quite classic, easy to use. And then one spread that I'm quite interested is the Fearless Seeker. That's a 7-card spread.
There's one in here that is, wow.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be one I'm going to try. Yeah, I think that's more deck specific.
And there's a very, very large, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of light. Lots of cards in this deck. It has consciousness, society. So it's real life does not happen. It's the phases of the journey.
Oh, okay.
Phases of the journey. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it is. The laws of living amongst others. So that would be an interesting one. There's you use a lot of cards for that one.
Yeah, so some inspiration to explore as well in that guidebook. Yeah, so let's dive into the cards, starting with, well, the first card in the deck, the Fool.
And mine is called The Journey.
I'm actually going to switch this to gallery so that our audience can see it side by side, the 2 different decks. Yeah, so
same creator, Kelly Burton.
Yeah. Yeah, we so the
yours look like it.
Yeah, the Keeper of the Sacred Bee has a more traditional Rider-Waite-Smith approach to it.
And I believe the Journey of the Sacred Bee has more of a Toth approach. Yeah. So first one is Journey. Colors are kind of similar though.
Yes.
Have nice turquoise. Mine is a nice, a beautiful poppy from the bee. So the central theme here is the bee, whereas yours is the keeper of the bee. The keeper, correct?
Yes. So here we have in my deck we have more people, I believe, in the keeper of the sacred bee. Yeah, and as you can see, we have the dog, as in the traditional. We have the fool with his bag, and the bees are all around him. So yeah, starting out on his journey. Yeah, so moving on, we have the High Priestess. Let's look at the High Priestess.
And mine only says the Priestess.
Yeah, so just a quick info, we're not going to be showing every single card because that's for you to explore if you choose to get this deck. So yeah, this is the 3rd card in the deck. 3rd card in the majors, actually. So,
and mine shows the bee as the priestess. And with 2 crescent moons above her head, and kind of reminding me, well, of the I don't see the pillars or anything, so this one's a little bit different, kind of that stepping into that illusion.
Yeah, I do have the 2 pillars, and it's also a very traditional approach to the High Priestess, I find, with a few elements. The shell that's around her, and we have the bee, obviously, again. And we have here it feels like she's summoning, she's present with energy. That's what it feels like to me.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, the counterpart to the High Priestess is the Hierophant. Mm. Mm-hmm.
And here we have Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe again, that's an organized religion, more seems to be a little bit more alternative than, but still organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here I feel that we have the master beekeeper teaching his students how to keep bees. That's what it feels like.
So I see that I have keys on the chest. I believe you have keys.
Yes, I
there.
do
What is
have
the
keys as well on the housing of the bees.
Right. So there's some elements that are similar. I have a dragonfly on the forehead at the maybe transformation and change. I see some other symbols, the bee and the beehive. So the moon, the darkened moon and everything, the sacred geometry behind them. So
I think yours is really it's quite relaxing, that card, I find.
Yes. And I think it's more of a I don't want to say new age, but more of a an earlier type of religious teachings.
Yeah.
Before,
I understand. It feels less dogma on your side.
Thank you. That's yes.
Here is someone telling me what is the right way of doing things. Yeah, then we have the chariot. Let's move on to the chariot. And
again, the bee is, moving, and action is the horse.
Yeah.
So and the bee is taking on all of these different archetypal meanings. So that movement, that going forward, that standing in the power. So
and here with my card, it's that traditional feel to it. We've got the sun and the moon, and we have the two bees at the front, but it also has that moment, that feeling of contemplation as well before moving on to the next step. Yeah. And what I really like about this deck is the different layers to it. It has
there's a lot of layers to that deck.
There's lots going on, and you can spend a lot of time looking at, if you read intuitively without the guidebook, there is so much to explore, and images and symbols and things to connect with in each and every one of the card.
So next we have death.
Oh yeah, let's look at the death card.
Wow, very different on both. I see in each, as the honeycomb, there's all these symbols and sacred geometry within each and every single cell. And you see the decay and the death of the bee.
Yeah, you see that here too. Yeah, the honeycomb is it's dying. They're all
I see more of that.
They're moving on.
Yeah.
And then you have the moth here as well as a symbol of transformation, something new beginning. You have to move on.
Here is Scorpio, the symbol for Scorpio, and there's the Hebrew letter, which I don't know what it is. I would have to look it up. So
yeah, I'm not too familiar with the Hebrew letters either, I'm afraid. Yeah, so look at the devil card. That's always an interesting one to explore.
Huh. So here I see this one on top of the other one, I think, or embodying the, you know, that
Is that a wasp or is it
I think it's a bee. I think they're both bees. I would have to look it up in the book, honestly. I am not certain, but one is huge and to me is kind of overtaken, is standing in its power and overtaken the thoughts and everything of the actions and everything of the other smaller,
yeah
more powerful. So
here we have again a traditional take. We haven't looked at the lovers, but usually the figures that we see in the traditional lovers card come up again in the devil card, and just like here, there's the two figures being held, maybe bound to their own beliefs.
And here it's I looked it up. It says the bee getting lost in the addictive power and the addictive thoughts of power. So that's what I felt was very powerful, taking over.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, let's move on to let's go back a step. Temperance. Do you have I believe your card is called
Is alchemy. Yes.
Yeah.
And just a big, huge sunflower. These are really different.
Very different. Very different.
Again, you see the sacred geometry in the back, the sunflower, that transformation of, just opening up to the sun. To me, it's almost reminds, and this is our temperance card. Yes.
It is.
And temperance traditionally is about balance and, remaining in balance and modification. And so this definitely does not, this almost is opening up into your power.
Well, basically, I believe that is temperance. When you find that balance, you can open up to your highest potential and really come into full bloom when you know how to balance your own energies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So she definitely has that fire element and the water element.
Yes. Yeah.
Finding their balance. Yeah.
Here, there's like the honey coming down into nourish and nurture, and then
so to speed up a little, let's look at the sun card. Have the sun?
Sun.
Interesting.
So those are kind of similar, more so than some of that I've seen.
Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, here we have the do we have the child here? No. But there's that red flag that the child in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith carries. We have the horse. Yeah.
Here, you show the sun symbol and this beautiful flower. I feel like it's all the sacred geometry behind in the sun, almost the seed of life, and the bees below. So okay. And the final.
Can we do one more? The wild card.
Sure.
And the final.
Wow, that is really different.
Yes, absolutely.
Really different.
Absolutely.
So this is almost an eclipse. Yes, it does. And the beginning and the end, it's just the ending of a cycle, where the moon or the sun is blocked. Yeah. Yours looks more traditional, definitely.
Definitely more traditional, and she is the bee in this case then as well. And she has the scepters in her hand. The honeycomb is there. Yeah, so very traditional take again from that. Yeah, let's have a quick look at the, not sure if
Wands,
we're going to get
the
through
aces.
everything, but let's start with the wands, the Ace of Wands.
And mine is called the root of the power of fire.
Mm-hmm.
The root of the power of fire.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, a bee holding one of those little things that you do.
Get the honey out of the honeycomb.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean,
I
that's
don't
a
know what it
wand. That's
stands
supposed
for.
to be a wand. So
That's a wand, yeah. So here it's
essence of
the
fire.
honeycomb as the wand and the bee. Yeah, I love this card. It's just so so bright and friendly. Yeah, so what else do we have here?
So I have the root of the power of water. I have the colors. So mine are all called the root of the power of water or air, pentacles. So
yes,
they're kind of a color scheme. Yeah.
so mine's definitely going traditional with the hand coming out of the sky and holding that the image of the suit. Yeah.
So mine, okay.
Yeah. So, shall we have a look at a few of the wands? Maybe
Sure.
the the Two of Wands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two of Wands.
Very
And this
brilliant.
says, oh my gosh,
Very
I'm
brilliant.
sorry, I can't even read it. I need some light, more light.
It's Dominion, I think.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. Dominion.
Mm-hmm. So
Domain is part of Dominion. Yeah. So
in your deck, the pip cards have the wording that we also found in the Thoth Tarot. Yeah, and you have the correspondence to the astrological signs.
yes. See, here's the Aries here.
Yeah.
Also has
And the
another
planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah. So mine's definitely more traditional and no hardly any reference to the astrological signs that these cards are associated with. Yeah, what else? What else do we have here? We have, how about looking at the seven of wands? Just move on a little quicker.
So my Seven of Wands is a griffin.
Oh.
And valor. At least I believe that's a griffin. It looks like a griffin to me. Mm-hmm. And valor is the key word. Seven of Wands sometimes traditionally means, isn't it defensiveness and oppression, standing in your.
Yes, standing in your, well, to me, it's actually voicing, standing in my own power and voicing what I have to say. Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, it can
scream
also
out
be a
loud.
bit being defensive in the traditional.
Right.
Away, it has a bit of a defensive touch and feel to it.
This one looks like he definitely is standing in his power and above, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Here, this card, I find it quite busy. I find it really busy. And I can't really grasp that the message here. Because they're actually working together to build up these wands. So it doesn't feel like there's a bit of rival yeah, they're working together somehow. So it's not really the feeling that I would usually get from a Seven of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, so shall we move on into the cups? We have the Ace of Cups. Let's look at the Two of Cups, which is always a very gentle card.
Two of Cups, and my keyword is love.
Mm.
And you know, I see the mirroring of the Two Cups and the sacred geometry and the facing one another of the bees. And yours actually shows people, so beautiful.
Yeah, they are quite similar to the traditional one again. So even the bees are coming together, just the two of them, which is beautiful. I love the color on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have the Four of Cups. How about the Four of Cups? Which is sometimes a challenging card.
So apathy here. Now
I can see that.
I have a hard time finding apathy in this card.
I was just going to say, I can see apathy in this card, in my card, but not so much in yours. Do you?
No, probably the color scheme kind of. I know the bee is turned away and facing the moon, which kind of is the dark, you know, shadowy space. I think the color, maybe if it were a little bit different, but you know, the purples and everything sometimes. So
might be a bit subdued.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, the Six of Cups is a cute one to look at.
See my Six of Cups.
It looks like we have two siblings here.
And here we have pleasure.
And I like that one.
Just going around, flitting around, doing their flower and pollen collecting. That is their actually mission in life. With some of them, worker bees, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Life's pleasure.
And here we have the, sorry about that. We have, it feels to me like siblings and they're out exploring.
I like the sun right there, the beautiful face on the sun.
Yeah. What else?
So how about the Four of, here it is, Four of Discs. They call it discs in this group. And it's interesting that they use power.
Look out. Are we going to this? Okay.
I just popped into that when it fell out, so.
Okay, let's go with that. Just a second. The Four.
And traditionally that sometimes has a scarcity mindset. And mine says power. So tapping into that ability to manifest and create wealth, I think is what this one. So that's definitely a little bit different than I was trying to see what this.
Well, basically, it's the power of creation.
Right. Yeah.
Here we have the holding on. You can feel the holding on too.
But I see it, the pentacle is also up at the crown. So
well, yeah, as well, like in the Rider-Waite-Smith is also.
Yeah, that and when I look at, you know, that it's all on the central channel almost, where you have the ability to create from.
It feels in line.
Yes.
Aligned. Yeah. So maybe he's holding on a little bit too tightly, but other than that, I feel he's in line, aligned with himself. Yeah. What else do we have here? Oh, the Six of Pentacles, and then we'll look at the swords later on.
Six of Pentacles. Oh, see, now mine is success. And you know, the keys.
Again, yes, the keys.
The base, and then
all the details in this card here. There's a little rabbit. There is the yin yang. There is so much going on here. So much.
And I do better with those kind of cards than these.
Oh, okay.
You know, it really, I have to really step into my intuitive to pull the meanings out when I have something like this that I can work with better. So
there's a bit of an optical illusion. I'm not sure if you can see it because the bee actually has some weighing, some scales here. But to me, when I look at it from this perspective, it looks like a face.
Oh yeah.
The scales
Okay.
are the eyes, and the top
I
of
see it right there, that whole face.
helm is
Yes.
the nose, and then yeah, that's
So
interesting.
Six of Pentacles traditionally is about a give and take.
Yes.
Isn't it? A give and take and receiving. And here, I have a hard time pulling that out of here. That meaning out of this. Although, you know, you're the keys. Anyway, I'm not going to even comment anymore. I just have a more of a difficult time with this one.
Yeah.
Beautiful nonetheless. It is beautiful. But...
It is. So let's wander back to the swords. Just have a look. Maybe just one more pentacle, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. The 10 of Pentacles, we haven't had any 10s yet. That is just totally immersed in that abundance.
See, mine is the 10 of discs and wealth. And you know, the bee is just totally connected and receiving and in full receiving mode and manifesting mode, I believe.
Yeah. And here she is merged with the beehive. She's completely in it. She's in that. Yeah, that.
I feel she's merged here with everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so let's see, maybe a few swords before we
what about the Three of Swords?
Let's look at the Three of Swords. And Karen was sharing with me that she when she looks at new decks, she will look at 3 cards before she decides. So what were the cards? It was the
actually I look at 4, the Three of Swords,
okay,
the Death, the Devil, and actually the Tower.
Okay, so with Tower we
so
have
it's actually 4, yeah, but I didn't say the Tower before.
Yeah.
So these
we have one of the deciding cards for Karen.
And the bee, actually there's a hologram of a bee over that card. This is definitely more of a traditional. It also is sorrow. It's definitely a traditional meaning as well.
Yeah,
as yours is.
Here I have a feeling that the bees are trying to get out the swords out of the heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it feels more of an outward energy, even though the swords are piercing that heart, which is interesting. So maybe
and this one almost, you know, I see all these rays coming down. It's almost maybe a releasing into you know, the earth, all of your sorrow. Just letting it go. So
and maybe here calling upon your allies to help you move through that moment of sorrow.
Maybe we should, let me see. What's next? Some of the court cards.
Let's just do one more swords. Maybe the 10 of Swords. How about we'll have one of the challenging ones?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Very similar. Very similar.
And this says ruin. Ruin. But I see the sun above. So even in the midst of ruin, there's always that light, you know, that shines and is always is there, will be there.
Yeah.
So even in the traditional Rider-Waite, they have I believe there's a mantra, in the fingers, and which so
and the sun's rising again.
Yes. So here I see the sun.
Yeah. Here, it's not quite clear that there's the sun, but
But I see a
similar.
flower. I see
But
a flower, you
yeah,
know.
the poppy. I think it's a
Right.
poppy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
So the sword at the back. Yeah, so moving on to the quark cards. So we haven't really seen a consistent color scheme yet in the suits, but I
suits.
believe in the court cards there is a bit of a consistency in color.
So here are the wands in mine.
Get
So
the
there is that red, orange.
cups ones. Okay. Let me just, yeah. So there is an orangey feel to it.
Yeah, red. I think red's in every single one. Yours doesn't have that. It does have a little bit of yellowish,
It has the
but
yellowish orangey take. Maybe the princess not so much, but here these three definitely have more of an orangey touch to it.
yeah, these have that more red, definite.
Mhm.
I see the
So
king is red, just like, yeah.
yeah. So my favorite card in this deck is actually the Queen of Wands, and it's just
Here's
yeah,
the Queen of Wands here.
yeah.
More of an Asian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very regal how she's there. And in contrast, this queen is just open to the world. She's not even looking at us. She's looking out into the world. It's just her cat looking at us, and it feels like she's summoning the energies, the wisdom of the bees. This card feels really powerful. She's standing in her power. I mean, so is yours. I'm not going to mess with your queen.
No,
No.
but I feel that this one is somewhat to me is it's harder for me to connect with her.
Mm-hmm.
That she's
She's closed off.
yeah,
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 she's got the
yeah.
mask, and yeah, I
Beautiful
agree.
nonetheless, powerful colors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I like yours. I'm drawn to yours much
Yeah.
more. Yeah. And
Um,
mine are the princess, the knight, the queen, and the king.
yeah, same
Similar to
here.
talk, but not because actually the knight is the king in the talk.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and the king is the prince in the talk.
right.
Yeah,
It's princess, prince, queen, and knight
yeah,
in the talk. This one
yeah.
is princess, knight, king, queen, and king. So
Yes.
there is a difference, even though she loosely follows the talk,
Yeah,
there is a difference.
there is. Yeah, so in the cups, you can see the greenish blue color scheme here.
Well, I think yours kind of picks up the colors. Oh, here, let me. Yeah, here's. I also have that color scheme.
Lovely. I mean, your princess is just
It's one of my favorite cards. I
yeah.
love this card.
Mhm.
Her head is the wings of I just love this card. It's just
Yeah.
beautiful. And
Yeah.
this is the princess. She looks very young and
Mhm.
alive and open to love and emotions. It's everything. I love it.
Yeah,
Just
and she's
beautiful.
also catching that fish
Yes.
in her cup. Yeah. There's a playfulness here, an exploration that's happening here. Yeah.
I love this card.
Um, the swords. Let's have a look at the King of Swords. One of the kings, at least, here.
So my color is similar to a little bit more blue. The other one was more turquoise, and this one has more blue. Well, if I can ever get, I'm sorry.
Mine is a
You have,
greenish purple.
yeah, a little bit darker.
Yeah. There's also a bit of yellow here as well. Yeah, so a bit of a color scheme going on. So let's have a look. Let's have a
So
look
which
at
one are we
the
looking at? The King of Swords?
yeah.
And that is wonderful because, you know, when I look at this one, I have a great eagle, you know, who is there to offer bigger perspectives. And so that really connects me into that spirit guide of mine. So
that's a lovely card.
it is. I just love it. That court.
Here we have the tools that are needed for beekeeping. So this is a beekeeper, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, working with the smoke and keeping the bees under control with that. So maybe it's also referring to being in control of the mind, seeing this as the air element is connected to.
Yeah, here I have the sword coming directly out of and aligned with you know, almost in an ascension type mode, aligned with the above, the divine.
Yeah. So now we have the pentacles before we wrap up here.
And mine are definitely green.
Yeah, apart from the princess here, most of they are green. Yes, green turquoise kind of feel to them.
I mean, the queen is green, but yeah, these are very nice. Again, very nice cards.
Beautiful colors. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah.
And this is Knight of Discs. So I don't see a lot of movement in this one, except maybe the flowing. And you know, knights traditionally are about movement.
Yeah, but the Knight of Pentacles is a more slow and steady approach of moving forward.
Yes, it is.
And working. I find it interesting that you have a person in your card and I have a
bee.
A bee.
It's usually the opposite.
It's the other way around. Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, I mean, in all my courts, I have a person or something besides the bee. Well, no, I take that back. Not in all of them, but in most of them. You know, my other cards were pretty much all about the bees. And in my court cards, there is a focus of people. You know, because the queen has, you know, the princess, there is a focus of a person.
Yeah.
And, you know, the mushrooms to me, that connection. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We haven't looked at the back of the cards because they are stunning as well. So let's close with the back of the cards.
I mean, they have that beautiful hologram.
Yeah.
And mine have a turquoise gilding on the edge.
There we go. We haven't done that either. We missed out on that. Mine's purple.
Oh, yeah, mine have a turquoise gilding on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a bluish purple or purple? Purple.
That's purple. Yeah. Lovely.
And the hologram on this one is also turquoise and it has a sacred geometry. Can be used in reverse as well.
Yeah. Same here. Same here.
And
so you can each way.
These cards are more oracle size than standard tarot size. Yeah. They're a little bit larger than standard tarot. It's a matte. Yeah, it's a matte cardstock. Yeah.
And definitely easy to shuffle.
Yep.
Definitely easy to shuffle. I mean, we should have mentioned this at the beginning, but let's close with that. So easy to shuffle because the cards are smooth, matte finish. They don't have there's some decks out there that have
a film over it, that plastic film. They don't have that.
No, they don't. And also that some of them have this satin finish to it and it feels like a bit sticky to me when I shuffle. But this is really smooth and really, really easy to shuffle.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great stock. Paper stock.
That was our review on the 2 tarot decks in this 3-part series. We have all the information in the comments below, or in the video description rather, also where you can get this deck, or rather the decks. and anything else Kelly Burton offers on her site. And yeah, so the next review will be the Wisdom of Sacred Bee, which is an oracle deck, and we will be doing a little deep dive into it, also with maybe some intuitive reading and or rather intuitive exploration of the cards as well. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Karen, for being here with me today. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in one of our next videos. And yeah, stay connected and bye for now.